Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Castro and welcome to another video here on Jacob's Aquarium. So today I want to give you guys a tour of Super Pond, what it looks like now, today. Not every single bin is full of plants. I'm actually kind of low on stock, even though it may not look like that once you guys see the pond, because there are still tons of plants in here, but I'm kind of low on multiple species that I sell. So you're not going to see everything that I sell, but for the most part you'll see, like, I would say maybe 65% of what I sell on the website. So yeah, just want to say that ahead of time. Okay, so all right, let's take a look at Super Pond. All right guys, so I'm going to start over here. This is the part of the pond where the water goes into the filtration system, as you can see through my overflow right there. That's a 2-inch overflow, so it handles a ton of water. And the water is pushed from that side of the pond from the filtration system, as you guys have seen in previous videos. So yeah, let's start from this this side. So in this first bin, I put all my Anubias plants in here, and like I said, I'm kind of low on plants, so I'm low on Anubias right now. But yeah, we got some Anubias congensis, Anubias nanji, Afzelli, Barteri in there, just a mix of different Anubias species. And you know, just by, you know, to the untrained eye looking at them, you're like, how do you tell them apart? Well, I mean, I've been selling the same plants for many years now and you start to notice different characteristics of each plant, and you know, you just develop a sense of what they are after a while. So there's really no confusion for me, but to people that aren't as experienced, these might all look the same to you guys, but they definitely don't to me. In this bin right here, we got Hygrophila compact. This is a really cool plant for smaller aquariums, but for people that want to grow a plant that has a much bigger leaf, stays true to its name. It grows very compact and bushy. It looks really cool, actually. I really like that plant. In this next bin, we got Bacopa caroliniana. I was trying to remember the name. This is a really cool plant. It always tends to grow immersed in the pond. It grows quite fast for me. Can't speak for everybody though, because everybody's tanks are different. But it's a really pretty plant, mostly green stem plant, so it'll grow as tall as you let it get. Perfect background plant. In this bin, we got pearlweed, and this plant is so crazy, guys. So this pearlweed right here, I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to grow pearlweed in my 50-gallon tall aquarium that I had years ago, and that was the first time I ever grew this plant. And this pearlweed is the same pearlweed that was growing in that tank. I've never bought pearlweed from any of my wholesalers or ever restocked it. I've only grown it and sold it myself. So this species, or I shouldn't say this species, but this particular line or whatever, this pearlweed right here has been propagated for years and years and years and years from the same plant. Absolutely crazy that I've had it this long and I've never had to buy it, but it just grows so fast, so there's really no need to. But I just think it's really cool that this is the same mother plant pearlweed that was growing in my 50-gallon tall, and I'm still selling it years later. You know, it's pretty crazy that I've been able to keep it around that long, and it's been through a lot. It's been through many different aquariums, many different ponds, and I've just kept it alive and kept propagating it and still have it till this day. So I think that's really cool. It's a special plant to me. In this next bin, we got some, let's see, this is Echinodorus ocelot green or something like that. I'll put the name on the screen for you guys as we go through each plant. Little dusty, you know, things start to settle up on the leaves and in the bins in the pond after a while, but I'm working on that by creating a lot of flow with pumps and everything. I just got to figure out this section of the pond, but so far the plants are staying clean. But yeah, this is Echinodorus ocelot, and this is a really pretty plant, has speckled leaves. I really like this one. And this is Crypt lutea right here. Nice crypt plant. The leaves on this crypt plant are mostly long and pointy, so if that's what you're into. Sounds a little funny to say it that way, but yeah. This is Pogostemon stellatus right here, and this was a plant that I actually made a post about on Facebook. I really like this plant. This plant comes in mostly green when I get it because it's mostly grown immersed. But after a while, when it sits in the pond underneath all this gorgeous sunlight, it starts to turn red at the top, and that's how it grows from there on out. It's a really beautiful plant. I really like this one. We sell it by the bundle. There's usually 3 stems in a bundle. That's how we get it from our wholesaler. So really like that plant. Highly recommend that one. And in this bin we got some jungle val. And this jungle val is mostly always like a brownish red color for me. You know, when people think of jungle val, well, some people, they think of like Italian val over there, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this jungle val is not really that bright green, or I should say the jungle val that I sell is not really bright green. It always tends to stay a reddish, brownish color because it's underneath sunlight all day. But I am actually propagating this plant myself. It's grown lots of runners, so which is really cool because it helps me save on ordering plants. I don't have to really order this one. But yeah, it's been growing quite fast here in the pond. When it's grown under sunlight, it just really takes off, so that's good. Some of the bins that I have in here, guys, are just like experimental bins where I've just been putting some plants in and seeing how they grow. So I have some experimental stuff in there, so I'm not really going to talk too much about that because there's really no point because I'm not selling any of that stuff just yet. In this bin I got some dwarf Sagittaria, really easy to grow plant, grows like crazy, really easy to propagate. I really like this one. I haven't grown it in a long time, but, or I should say I haven't grown it in an aquarium in a long time, but I've been meaning to, just because it creates a really nice carpet, really nice grassy carpet in an aquarium, really nice. This bin we got ruffle sword right here. This is a really cool sword. Stays true to its name. The edges of the leaves kind of become a little bit ruffled. You can see they get a little bit wavy there. Really cool plant. Once it grows out and gets really big, it looks really beautiful in an aquarium. In this bin we got Rotala macrandra, and this Rotala has been growing like crazy in the pond. I can't keep up with this plant, and as you can see, it is growing immersed as well because it's just grown so much it's starting to poke its head out of the water now. But yeah, really nice plant. Develops a really deep dark red coloration. As you can see, mine is transitioning from its immersed state, but you can see the tops of the plants are mostly red. And that's the new growth, the new submerged growth. But as it gets to the top of the water, it changes back to green because it's growing immersed. So kind of hard to keep up with this plant because it grows quite fast in the pond here. But yeah, nonetheless, really beautiful plant. In this plant, or in this bin, I got jungle red jungle val right here. This one is the same thing like the other jungle val, grows really fast. Dark reddish brownish coloration. The plants almost look identical, but the way you can really tell them apart is that jungle val, the leaves are really thin and long. Well, I mean, both plants have long leaves, but the leaves are really thin on that jungle val. On jungle red, the leaves are a little bit wider, so that's really how you can tell the difference. But really cool plant, like this one. This is a Crypt Retro Spiralis. I just call it Crypt Retro for short. This is a really nice crypt, actually. The leaves on this plant are really cool. Kind of like the ruffle sword, they're just a little bit ruffled and wavy on the edges. Makes a really cool, interesting focal point in a tank once it grows out. Really interesting plant. In this bin I got Red Flame Sword. Really like this one. This one's been in the hobby for a really long time. As you can see, most of these leaves are immersed leaves, but let me take one out here and I can show you what submerged leaves look like. There we go. So when I get the plant, they're mostly in their immersed state, so the leaves look like this. But once you grow them in your tank under the appropriate lighting, I should really emphasize that, the leaves turn to this color, red color. Really beautiful. Really like this sword. Just keep in mind with mostly all sword plants, they do get rather big, so make sure you have a big tank. This is Glossostigma right there. Really cool foreground plant. Really made famous by Takashi Amano. Really like that one. In this bin I have Marble Queen swords, I think they call it. And these I'm really trying to get going here. They came in pretty beat up from my wholesaler, so they've been growing, and usually what happens is the leaves will fall off, so I'll just take these ones off right here and then replant it back into the bin. And once it gets growing, these little guys will grow out and you have a nice big beautiful plant. But this one, Marble Queen, is kind of it's kind of similar to that Buse plant that I talked about in my previous video, where it develops that speckled white and green color on the leaves. I just think that's really cool, and it's a really beautiful variety of sword. So yeah, these little guys have been trying to get going here, and they've been doing quite well. This bin has some Osmocote in it, so these plants get a little bit of an extra kick in the substrate, because they got some extra nutrients in there. This is the famous Cardamom lyrata. This is a plant that's been in the hobby forever. Really neat looking plant once it grows out. Great as a background or mid-ground plant. The leaves kind of remind me of like a 4-leaf clover type, looking plant. I just think it's really cool. Traditional, old school aquarium plant. I got some Anubias nana petite in there that I'm attempting to grow out, but as you can imagine, that plant grows really slow, so it's going to take a while. In this bin we got some Crypt Red, and same thing with the Red Flame swords. When I get these crypts are mostly grown immersed, so the leaves are mostly like that, mostly green, but as you can see, the new leaves that are coming out are mostly red. So yeah, that's what you can expect with this plant if you grow it under some nice high light. So yeah, that's Crypt Red. This is Crypt Green right here. Once again, another old school aquarium plant. Very easy to grow, propagates very well. I really like that one. In this bin we got Bacopa. Oh my gosh, can I remember this name? Bacopa. Okay, you know what? I'll just put the name on the screen. Oh man, there's so many times I can't remember the names of all these plants, but it's another Bacopa variety. It's the only other species I sell on my website other than Bacopa caroliniana down there. This one's a really easy to grow plant, but it has a hard time transitioning from its immersed state. It takes a while for it to really come back. As you can see, the bottoms of the plant tend to really die off, but once it grows out, once it gets some new growth, it tends to do quite well. So you just got to transition it, and then it should be okay. As you can see, it has some bubbles developing from the top of the leaves, so it's purling. It's absorbing all that great CO2 that I'm pumping in over there. In this bin I got Nisea Golden. This plant I've just really fallen in love with. As you can see, it's kind of dusty as well. Gotta get that water movement going on in here. But yeah, this is Nisea Golden, beautiful plant. I absolutely love this plant. If you can grow a whole back wall of this stuff, oh my god guys, your tank would look amazing. It really would. So I really like this plant. Super easy to grow, doesn't really need too much. Just some good substrate and highlight, and it should definitely be able to take off. But really gorgeous plant, absolutely love that one. In this bin we got Sagittaria Narrowleaf. This is the version of Sagittaria that grows like crazy. So if you want a Sag that's kind of tall but grows really fast, this is definitely the one for you. So this is Sagittaria Narrowleaf. In this bin I got some Crypt Brown. This is a really nice crypt plant. To me it kind of looks like prehistoric, as far as the color goes. I just think the color looks really cool. If you're trying to create a really natural looking aquarium, this species of crypt definitely looks like something out of the Cretaceous period. So I really like this crypt. I think it looks really cool. In this bin we got some Uruguayensis sword. Like I said, I'll put the names on the screen so you guys can see each one. This is a really cool sword. The leaves on this one are mostly long, and they kind of have a little bit of a speckled spiny color on them. They kind of have these white visible spines going through the leaves. Just like the other ones, this one comes emerged, so as you can see, the leaves, the older leaves are dying off, and the new ones are a bright green color. So that's what you can expect with this one, is a bright green color. And it does get quite big like other swords, like I said, so make sure you have a big enough tank for that one. In this bin we got the world famous Lewia Repens. Gorgeous, super easy to grow plant. I actually have 2 bins of this stuff because I propagate it myself. In this one we got Amania Senenglesis. This is actually new variety of Amania that I've started to sell on my website. We got this one growing in ADA soil. Not for any particular reason, you know, just this was the only bin that was free at the time when I got this plant, and it just happened to have ADA soil in it, so I put it in there. Gorgeous variety of Amania. Looks almost identical to Amania gracilis, except for the leaves are just a little bit longer and a little bit wider, I should say. Or actually, you know what, not longer, not wider, but just longer. Just longer leaves, and more pointier too, so that's really the only difference between those two. But gorgeous red variety plant, love this one. In this bin I got cardinal plants, world famous cardinal plant. These have been in the hobby for a long time. These are really neat, slow growing plants. When I get them, they're mostly in their immersed state, which means that their leaves are mostly purple. Unfortunately, this plant doesn't keep that coloration though, because once it's grown submerged, the leaves are mostly green. But nonetheless, it makes a really cool looking plant. And just like the Crypt Brown, I think it looks like something out of you know, the old times. I think it just looks really prehistoric. So great for a natural looking tank. So yeah, cardinal plant right there, really like that one. In the pond baskets I got a variety of plants. Got some Windalove fern here, trying to grow that out. And over here I got willow moss. Willow moss is really cool. Another moss made famous by the world famous Takashi Amano. Got a Nubius nana petite in here. Got lots of these guys. I had some growing in my ADA 75P, so I took some of that out and took it here to the nursery. So these are very healthy, fully grown, submerged specimens. Really like a Nubius nana petite. It grows really slow though, so don't expect to have a lot of it in a short amount of time. In this bin we got some Bobitis right here, Bobitis fern. Great plant for a big tank with lots of driftwood and big fish. This is a great plant, very easy. Big fish can't really tear it apart. It's a very strong plant, so great for a tank with you know, larger fish. In this pond basket I got some Monte Carlo, and this is actually really cool. So with my Monte Carlo plants and my dwarf baby tier plants, I just put them in these pond baskets and they totally just grow immersed, which is really cool. You can see that these are totally above the water, but they just take off, and in another week or so they will have grown so much that they'll start to grow out of the pond baskets. So this plant is really cool, very easy for me to keep alive here at and grow here at Jacob's Aquarium HQ. But this plant does make a great foreground plant. It grows really low to the substrate, and the leaves are mostly round, pretty much like a circle almost. And it looks really cute once it grows out and grows the carpet. So I really like this one. This is a Java Fern Trident. A lot of people like this plant for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really like it myself, but I sell it because people like it for some reason. Java Fern Trident, really nice plant for a big tank. You know, once this grows out, it needs its space for sure. Got some moss balls in here. Once again, I don't know why people like these plants. I don't like moss balls that much. I would never grow one in my tank. But yeah, I sell them nonetheless. So got some nice healthy moss balls here. Got Java Fern in here. Not too much left in there. People have been clearing me out of Java Fern. But yeah, the ones I do have look really nice. All right, let's go to the other side of the pond. Over here, like I said, I got my dwarf baby tiers, 2 baskets of this stuff because people like it so much. And yeah, see, like I said, take a look at this. See, so just like with my Monte Carlo plant, my dwarf baby tiers will actually start to grow out of the pond baskets as well. They grow very well immersed and not even in substrate. It's so weird, but they grow great here at the nursery, just floating in a pond basket. Like, there's no substrate in these pond baskets, it's just water, you know. Like, I'll show you guys. Like, see, it's just water, you know. But look at those roots. Wow, look at that, guys. Man, those roots are healthy, man. So if you buy some dwarf baby chairs from me, you'll get some really healthy specimens for sure. But yeah, these are growing totally immersed in the pond. Look at that. Wow, it's all fluffy. Look at that. That's so cool. You know, man, I totally geek out over plants like this when they grow like this. It's just so neat to me. Look at that. Wow. So yeah, dwarf baby chairs right here. Really nice. And in here I just got some mixed Buse plants. These are sold as assorted Buse plants. So got a few in there. Got some chain sort in here, not too much of that left. Don't remember the name of this one, but I just know what it is. Oh, actually, you know what? I do. This is Hygrophila palustris, I think. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'll put the name on the screens, like I said. This is a really cool plant. It's a slow grower, but once it gets growing, the color is absolutely fantastic. And it's a very, very strong plant as well. It's very hard for fish to take it apart, so I recommend it for a tank with you know, bigger fish. In that bin I got some Loelia ovalis right there. That's a really nice plant. I actually got some right here as well, so I can give you guys a close-up. Let me take some out. This variety of Loelia is really cool because of the design on the leaves. And I say design like somebody designed it, but you can just see that it has like some green viney color in it, has some white in it, and it just looks cool. Like, you can totally see the skeleton of the leaf on every single plant. But yeah, this one develops a nice red coloration too. So this is a great plant. Really easy to grow, just like the other Loelia. And I would recommend it as a background plant just because it can get rather tall after a while. So background plant for sure. In this bin I got some more glossostigma that I'm growing out. And in this one I got Amania gracilis. I actually have some over here as well. I'm trying to grow that one myself though. And you know, as I said, it kind of looks almost identical to Senenglesis, but the Senenglesis version, the leaves are just a little bit longer. But it's another beautiful variety of Amania. Really like this one. Got some dwarf hairgrass in here. Really, really great plant if that's all you want to grow as a foreground plant. If you don't want to grow anything else foreground, then this is the plant for you, because once you grow dwarf hairgrass, it'll take over every square inch of your tank, but it'll look really, really cool once it grows out. So this is a nice plant right here. We got some Hygrophila coriambosa right here. This is a great plant, but more suited for big tanks. It grows really tall and very big and bushy. Got some regular baby tears over there. As you can see, it's purling, has all those nice bubbles attached to it. As I said, more Amania right here. This is Crypt Punter defolia right here. This plant is, for some reason, doesn't sell too well on the website. I'm not sure why. Maybe not too many people know about it, but I really like this crypt. I think this crypt is really cool looking. It's very easy to grow. Nice traditional green color. It propagates like crazy. As you can see, this is a runner right here. So I really like this one, but it's not too popular on my website for some reason. Not too sure why, but I really like it. I've grown it in several tanks and it looks really cool. Dwarf hairgrass in there, trying to grow that out. Oriental sort in here. Oriental sort is really nice. It's kind of different than some plants out there because it has pink leaves. Once it grows out, you'll get pink leaves just like this. And you know, as I said with other plants, this one mostly comes in immersed, so once it's grown in the pond for a little bit, the new leaves that come out from the center are mostly pink, which is the color that you will get out of this plant for the rest of its life if it's grown in its submerged state. So it develops pink leaves, which I think are just so pretty. Looks really, really nice. But yeah, as with every sword, more suited for a larger aquarium for sure, like upwards of 50 to 100 gallons. Dwarf aquarium lilies in there. Really cool plant. Not recommended for a tank that has foreground plants though, just because these things will block a lot of light, but you can create a really nice aquascape with that. Hygrophila wisteria in there, the world famous Hygrophila wisteria. Attempting to grow some of that out, so it's kind of short right now, but it's getting there. This is a really nice background plant. Very easy to grow, great for a beginner. In this bin I got some red Reuben sword. This sword is really beautiful. The color on these swords are absolutely fantastic. Take a look at this. Look at that. Wow. Look at that red color. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this sword, and I've been meaning to grow it in one of my aquariums for a while, but I just never have remembered. But beautiful species of sword. In this bin I got some Myro Green that I'm trying to grow out, but I only got one stem of that, so as you can imagine it's going to take a while, so I will be ordering that plant in the future though. I got some Kleiner bar swords right here. Kleiner bar swords are really nice, but they do get really big, like the other swords I talked about. This is Italian Val. This plant grows like crazy. It grows like a weed here at the nursery, but great for somebody that wants to make a tank for, like, you know, fry, you know, fish breeding or anything where you want to give the babies a place to hide. Definitely recommended for a tank like that. It grows really fast and it will develop some reddish coloration in the leaves, but for the most part it stays mostly green. But great species of Val, really easy to grow, great for a beginner. Got some traditional Rotala indica in here. Some of this is actually from my aquarium, my personal aquarium. Great plant, easy to grow, but it does love CO2, so that's the only thing I can say about that one. Amazon swords in there, almost sold out of those. Got only like 3 left, I think. Got some contortion Val in here. This is a really cool plant. The leaves are like a spirally, you know, twisted look. really nice Val plant. That one propagates very easily as well, so you know, you don't even have to buy a lot of that plant. You can just buy a little bit, and you know, since it grows so fast, you'll have a lot of it in a short amount of time. We got some Sagittaria broadleaf in here. Really cool variety of Sagittaria, but more suited for bigger aquariums. Microsword in there, and then some blue Hygrophila in here. I'm not sure why they call it blue Hygrophila, because it's not really blue. But for the most part it's a nice species of Hygrophila. And this one almost always grows immersed as well, just because it grows so fast. You can see all these little guys sticking out of the water. So I like that plant though, it's really pretty. Got some more propagation bins right here. Tiger lotus plants in here. I got a lot of seeds in here that are growing out. This is just one that sprouted within at the beginning of last week. They grow really fast here at the nursery, so I really like these because I can just keep the bulb and just tear off the plant itself and just keep regenerating new plants. Very easy to grow this one. If you'd like to do the same thing, that's pretty much all you got to do. Just buy a, you know, tiger lotus bulb, and you practically never have to buy another tiger lotus for the rest of your life if you can just keep growing that same one, you know. Okay, so we got a swarm of guppy babies over here, as you can see, little tiny guys swimming around. In the midst of them, we got some Rotala atra in here. This is a very beautiful species of Rotala. It develops a really velvety red coloration. I actually made a whole plant guide video about that plant, so check it out, it's on my channel. And last but not least, in these last bins I got some regular hairgrass, which grows very tall, best for bigger tanks, and then some experimental rare species of crypts in there that I won't talk too much about, but I'm attempting to grow those out in some ADA soil. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I got going on here in Super Pond right now. Like I said, the pond is not full to capacity. I'm kind of sold out on a few different things, but for the most part I got a lot of plants in stock, and as you can see, they're all super healthy and growing like crazy, and they look absolutely beautiful. And for the most part, most of them are in their submerged state. There are a few that are still transitioning, but pretty much all of these guys have been growing submerged for a little bit now, and they're ready to go into an aquarium. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for this video here on Jacob's Aquarium. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you're interested in any of the plants that you saw today in this video, visit jacobsaquarium.com. It's my website where I sell almost 100 different species of aquatic plants, all at the most affordable prices on the internet. And if you don't believe me, go check out other websites and then check out my website. You will see that 100% of the time my prices cannot be beat. And also, don't forget to check me out on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All my social media links will be in the description below. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching once again. Have fun with your tanks, and I'll see you next time.